So, an update on my Bark River Bravo 1 light Magna-Cuts. When I'd first got them and unboxed them, the same day I unboxed them, I cut some ham with one of them, left it over there with the ham juice on it for 10 or 15 minutes. Uh, anyway, it had tarnished, and Magna-Cut's supposed to be stainless, and I even looked a video up of a guy that took Magna-Cut and broke it all up and actually had the grain exposed where it wasn't polished or anything. And he put mustard on it, he put salt water and just regular water and stuff, and left it 24 hours, and it didn't phase that Magna-Cut he had whatsoever. There was no tarnishing on it, no rust, no anything. So I got these two Bark Rivers expecting them to be stainless, and I still don't know what to think about it. And I hadn't called Bark River, I hadn't called DLT, or I hadn't done anything. Just got the knives a couple of days ago. The one was doing fine, it wasn't tarnished, but then the night I cooked a steak, cooked it in butter, salted it. Steak, butter, salt, that was the only thing in there. I cut the steak up for everybody to eat, laid the knife over there to the side. I eat fast, so it was no more than 15 and probably more like 10 minutes that it was laying over there with steak juice and butter on it from the steak. And go back over there and wash the knife off, and it's tarnished just like the ham one. Or this is the knife that got tarnished with the steak juice. Hope you can see that on it. So we moved the camera over to try to get the angle of where it's tarnished and show you a little better. But you can see right there where I was just cutting the steak. You can see the line where I cut on the steak and where the juice was on it on that side. And on the other side is line up to right there, if you can see that where the juice was just on it. Magna-Cut's not supposed to do that. That guy on the other video left his in mustard and salt water and everything, like I said, for 24 hours, and it didn't do that. See, here's the other one that was left in the ham juice. See that? Look at that. There's just ham juice. Now, that's no more than you'd do if you was just using this knife up here to eat a meal or anything. You'd leave the juice on there longer than that. Or if you're just cutting a turkey at Thanksgiving with any kind of knife, you'd leave the knives there. There's the two. And you can see definitely on them they're supposed to be Magna-Cut. Now, as a comparison, 3V is supposed to be less stainless than those. Here's a 3V knife that I've had a while. It may have a little bit of patina on it, and I have not babied this 3V knife whatsoever. I have cut and cut and cut with this 3V knife, steak after steak after steak, everything I want to cut with it. And all my other 3V knives is the same way. They're just not showing that kind of tarnishing where it's just coming up with tarnishing right where anything's on there. Now I've had that thing laying over there, and I've even forgot this knife a time or two overnight or something. Left it out with stuff on it all night, and the next morning be coming in there and saying, oh no, I've left my knife over there dirty. And you can see how all I do is just wash it off. I've never just scrubbed it or anything. And with that 3V, it's not even supposed to be stainless, but you see the difference really easy. You can see the difference. Now, as a comparison, here is an A2 knife that I've had for quite a while, and I've never left stuff on this knife just like leaving it all night or anything on A2, but it's cut some stuff, and you can see there where something was on it. So A2 gets this dark patina basically all over it, and this still here is just almost, you would almost say it's looking like A2 more. It's supposed to be Magna-Cut. So I don't know what to think. I'm not accusing Bark River. I hadn't called them. But that's just strange to me that a 3V knife, I could just cut and cut and cut and leave it out, forget it and leave stuff on it all night and never get anything on it. And then a Magna-Cut knife, that for both of these knives, that was something left on there no more than 15 minutes. So they never made a A2 Bravo 1 light that I know of. That was always 3V like these, or they made LMAX 3V. They might have made a crew wear in it, something like that. But I don't remember them ever making an A2, and they definitely hadn't made one lately that I know of. But because the first thing you'd think is, did somehow or other A2 kind of get mixed up and it's supposed to be Magna-Cut, but it's really A2. And the only reason I say that too is that there was a video on one of the YouTube channels that I watch that a guy had he was in Australia and he ordered like the JX6 companion. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, that one of the JX knives, it was supposed to be CPM 154, and it rusted real bad and stuff, and I think it was finally figured out or whatever, because they had made an A2 model at the same time, or like right before that, and I guess A2 had got mixed up, was my understanding of what finally was. So I'm not saying I know what's going on with it, and this is my first Magna-Cut, but it's just not looking right from what I see on there. Now, a couple of more points I'll just add on here in this video, and I can make more videos later, but this one here, the other night after I'd cut with it some, I stropped that thing exactly 16 times with the black Bark River compound. I just hit it 16 times on each side, and it was just hair popping sharp with that amount of stropping. So whatever it is, it stropped up really quickly and just got a hair popping edge really fast. So I don't know if that's indicative of Magna-Cut or whatever it is. It sure sharpened up really good, and so I'm not disliking the knives in and of themselves. They're two really well made knives, really fit and finish good, and I like the handles thicknesses on them because it varies. This one's a lot thinner of a handle, and you just never know. Sometimes it just depends on who's making the handle at Bark River. But so I like everything about these two knives, but I'm just trying to figure out what's going on about that. That's just not something that I expected to get with that's a Bravo 1.5, by the way, with a maple handle. All right. So that's it for now. I just thought, just to be doing it, I'd just show you that steak I cooked and how I'd cut it up. So it's just regular steak cooked in butter with salt on it. So anyway, which is different than what tarnished the other one. but the same deal. Just cut something, if you don't wash the knife off pretty much immediately, then it starts tarnishing like A2.